Chrissy Swan Show.
Good afternoon, friends. It's the Chrissy Swan Show on Nova. Hi, Jack.
Hey.
Please pay attention to me and the top I am wearing.
Hey, it was the first thing I commented on when I saw you. It's a fantastic colour of blue.
It's a royal blue. It's got little colourful letters all over it. It is official Love on Tour Harry Styles merch.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I had to go. I had to have a quick meeting, a super quick meeting with Peg, my 9-year-old. We went to the concert on Friday night and she wanted a T-shirt, right? And it's become a tradition. By tradition, I mean she's been to 2 concerts. She has to have one. She has to have a T-shirt. Yeah. So she's got a Dua Lipa hoodie. And she said, Mum, I've got to get a T-shirt. I was like, absolutely. Because, you know, $65 for a run-of-the-mill T-shirt is fair. So she's like, okay, well, I'm in the queue with her. She knows she's getting a T-shirt because she's already okayed it with me. I see this jumper and I love it. And I said to her, is it, in the parlance of your times, is it cringe if I have this Harry Styles jumper? And she said, no, you slay.
Oh, I love that.
So I officially slay.
You are slaying
in this Harry Styles merch. He was great, by the way. Amazing. Good luck to you if you're on the Goldie or Queensland surrounds and you're making the trip down, or Sydney. You will love it. Allow about 2 hours to get home is all I'm going to say.
Oh, was it nuts?
I cannot. Leigh Sales is coming up on this very show, which I'm excited about. She's the best. I've also got my TV show is on tonight. Would I Lie to You at 8:40? We're going to do a round of Would I Lie to You. I know. I've got 3 stories. I've had to really work them up because you know me so well.
I know. I'm going to have to start thinking about mine for next Monday today.
You must. 2 truths and a lie. You got me last time.
I did.
The Chrissy Swan Show. Say g'day.
2 reasons I love this segment. 1, I get to hear your voice. 2, I get to give away a Priceline voucher, which is just the best, isn't it?
The best.
You know, I had my makeup done by a Priceline BA. It stands for Beauty Advisor.
Oh, I love it.
Whatever. And she used this Strivectin primer, and it was amazing. And I went in to get it and there was none there. There's my little whinge.
Did you go up to them and circle your face and say, do you know who I am?
Because
I'm on the window. Go and find some, Sally.
It's so funny because most of the time I'm not all over the shop, but I am this week.
Okay.
And I popped in on the weekend with my dad and my kids and they were all like, you're everywhere. I've got another whinge. Give us a call, 13 24 10 with a little whinge and a little win. I have overdone it on the harvest snaps. The peas.
Oh.
So I ate too many during the filming of last season's Masked Singer, and I've just opened another packet and it's given me PTSD.
Yeah.
And I'm so sad because they're delicious. Do you love them? The snow peas, little crispy snow peas?
Not obsessed. If I'm going for a little snack like that, I just want an old school chip, like a salt and vinegar.
I love them too. Have you ever overdone it? Like, how long do I have to wait?
Oh, like I'll never be able to drink a lime UDL again.
Oh, so it might be I will never have a harvest snap.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, no. Well, that's really sad. Linda from Perth. Linda, what is your little whinge and your little win?
Well, I have a wonderful win. My friend and I did our nurses training together in the UK when we were 18, and we're now 65. I emigrated to Perth 34 years ago. 13 years ago, she went to Melbourne and she's come over to see us and we've had an amazing time.
Oh.
And her flight home to Melbourne yesterday at 9 o'clock in the morning was cancelled.
A little
bit of found time. There's nothing better. Priceline voucher for you, Linda. I know. Oh, no. Oops, it won't get there in time for you to share it with your friend. You're going to have to spend it all yourself. Nicola, what is your little win and your little whinge?
My little win and my little whinge are both joined. So my daughter has brought home her 50th daycare leggy for the year. We've literally seen every hour of every night for the last 3 nights.
Oh, Nicola, I was going to say, as soon as I heard your voice, I thought you are exhausted. When can you get to sleep, Nicola?
When they're 18.
Sadly, that is the actual true answer. Haley from Melbourne. Oh, by the way, Priceline voucher for you, Nickers. Haley from Melbourne, we're going to finish off with you. What is your little win?
Hey, Chrissy. Well,
yesterday morning I went to pick up my Click and Collect from Woolworths, and I got home and I noticed there was 3 Power Finish, the ultimate tablets for the dishwasher.
Yes.
And I thought, why?
God, someone's doing well, Hayley. They're not cheap.
I'm like, my partner is going to go off his head. Why have I ordered 3? That's like $150. Check the docket. I hadn't ordered them.
Oh, love that.
So what happens? What happens in the fine print? Do you get to keep that? Don't ask any questions, Hayley. They are on your property. Of course, I'm going to call a current affair. Thank you so much for calling us. You've all got a Priceline voucher.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
No one, especially women of a certain age, should ever feel invisible, disconnected or unimportant. Priceline Pharmacy celebrates you and all your uniqueness at every age, because at Priceline, it's always a festival of you.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
And it's time for a round of I Love You. Please come on my show. Welcome, Leigh Sales.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Oh, what
so
a
nice
thrill.
to be with you.
I'm so glad that you're the new host of Australian Story. I think you're going to be amazing. Australian Story is one of the few shows, along with Dr. Phil, that I series link.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so that I can watch it at my leisure.
Oh,
what
good
can
on
we
you.
expect from the debut ep tonight?
So, do you know what? The debut app, when I saw what we were doing, I kind of went, oh, all right. But actually, I can tell you I watched the rough cut of it, and my God, it was so good. So, it's about a guy called Saul Griffith. And the reason that I kind of went, oh, was because it's about, I guess, his push to get a whole community to shift to renewable energy. And I felt like, oh, that topic, it makes me feel depressed.
Yes.
And I feel like it's just, I don't understand when people start talking about gigahertz and watts and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But actually, you know how sometimes people explain stuff so clearly and easily? So this guy, Saul Griffith, he was so clear about how to get your house kind of hooked up to renewables and what it's going to take. And he was so positive and optimistic that I kind of, when I finished watching it, instead of feeling like, oh, all the problems of the world are too big, I just want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race
Yes.
and beach twisties,
Yeah.
I was like, my God, that actually seems like not very hard. And
It's
I felt
achievable.
really, yeah, and he was just one of those people that made you feel hopeful, not hopeless.
Can I put you through a tight 5, Leigh Sales?
Go for it.
Tight 5. What is your favourite cake?
Ooh, I love a red velvet cake, actually. Yeah. Not too rich.
Yeah. What about your favourite type of tea?
Earl Grey?
Yeah, me too. Have you had the T2 Earl Grey?
No, is it good?
It's really good. It's called French Earl Grey, and it does come in bags, but I go the full hog and do leaves.
Oh, do you have milk in your tea?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay, I have black. But I just like the smell of Earl Grey.
Yeah, I like it with honey as well. I'm like a
Yeah,
baby.
same.
I'm like a little baby tea drinker. Runners or sandals?
Runners.
Yeah. What's your favourite way to eat chicken?
Oh, God, look, fried. I mean...
Oh, I didn't even think of fried. I was thinking crumbed or like a juicy roast. But yeah, fried is obviously the right answer.
Southern fried.
Southern fried
Imagine
chicken.
if someone came on and they were like, oh, poached.
No,
Come
I don't
on.
think anyone's going to
Please.
choose poached anything.
Oh, some like personal trainer probably would. But that would be it. That would be it.
And what is the most annoying thing for you about being a mother?
Oh, God. I can only pick one.
Yes,
Bloody
you
hell.
can only pick one.
Oh, just that someone always wants something from me.
Yeah, and you're the
Oh,
only one that can give it, and you're obligated to.
It's just exhausting. And they often want stuff that they can do themselves. Like, my 8-year-old wants me to always make his breakfast. I'm like, dude, you can butter a piece of toast and stick it in the toaster and be like, but it's better when you do it. It's like, yeah, well, I know it's better. I want someone to make mine as well.
All right, stick around. Leigh Sales, Australian Story, is back tonight, 8 p.m. on ABC TV and ABC iView. I watch it at my own leisure because I'm a series linker.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
I'm joined by the gorgeous Leigh Sales, who fronts Australian Story from tonight. One of the most legendary interviewers in this country. You've done them all. Do you have a favourite?
Oh, look, I'm pretty partial to Shane Warne.
Yes.
Because I love it when you interview somebody and they're just kind of themselves and you don't feel like they're trying to like look good or spin themselves in a different way to what they are.
That interview made me love him because I was really indifferent to begin with. I don't care about cricket. I don't care about. I'm not a sports fan at all. I don't see the point in it.
Right.
And so I knew that he was obviously very good at cricket, but that didn't mean anything to me. But the fact that you clearly loved him and I love you, I was like, oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong about Shane Warne. If Leigh Sales says that he's okay, then I love him.
Look, I'm pretty partial to people that are a bit mischievous. I love people that kind of get up to mischief. So I always liked that a bit about him.
Well, let's kick things off for I've just got to ask. This is one question that you would ask if you had the opportunity. Let's start with Shane Warne. If you could ask one more question to Shane, what would it be?
Oh, I guess... Let's say he came back from the dead. I'd say, would you, knowing that you were going to die in your early 50s, would you do anything differently?
Yes. I reckon the answer would be no. He really
I reckon it would
went
be
for
no.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, same. I reckon probably not either. That was a life well lived.
Yes. All right, next. Johnny Depp. If you had one question, what would you ask him?
Probably, mate, what happened?
Yeah.
It feels a bit like that, doesn't it, with
He's
you?
really lost his marbles.
Like, mate, what's going on? What's going on? I think that'd be it. I'd be like, Johnny Depp, welcome to the program. Mate, what's going on?
I would love that. And last but not least, I know you've interviewed him before. Current Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, what would you ask him now?
Mate, what's going on? This has given me an idea, actually, for a new show. I reckon I should host a show called Mate, What's Going On?
That is a really great premise.
And then every interview just starts with, mate, what's going on?
Who else got Madonna? Mate, what's going on?
Absolutely for Madonna. That's a definite,
what about,
mate, what's going on?
Prince Harry, mate.
Prince Harry, mate, what's going
What's
on?
going on?
It literally works for every person.
It's really, really good. You are really, really good. Thank you so much for coming on my show. Please don't be a stranger. We can just hang out whenever we want, Leigh. It's a joy.
Awesome. Great. Well, you call me when you want me.
We've missed you on the screen. You are back tonight. Australian Story, 8 p.m. on ABC TV and ABC iView. Thanks so much, Leigh Sales.
The Chrissy Swan Show. Chrissy's Clickbait.
Right, let's grab my attention. Jamie Lee Curtis says Freaky Friday sequel is going to happen. Now, this is good news for me. Did you like Freaky Friday?
Loved it. It's probably one of the second or third films I actually remember seeing as a kid because I think I was about 6 when it came out. 2003?
Yes, but there was one earlier than that with Jodie Foster.
Was there?
Yeah, so Jodie Foster's obviously a grown-up now, but she was the original kid in it.
I did not know that.
And we would watch it. I used to love Freaky Friday Day at school. It was when it was summer. Might have been the the last day of term 1.
Right.
So it was always really hot. And Mrs. Goss used to wheel out a giant cathode ray tube television on a trolley. Like a huge television with the big back.
It was the best feeling when you'd see that trolley come into the classroom.
Oh my God, I loved it so much. And it was so hot and the curtains would heat up and smell a certain way. And we would watch the original Freaky Friday.
How good.
But Jamie Lee Curtis has said she's 64 and Lindsay Lohan is 36. Lends itself beautifully for another telling of that story. And they're both up to it. They said, obviously, it's not ours to make, it's Disney's, but they are in talks.
Did you know in the 2003 version, Kelly Osbourne was actually meant to play Lindsay's best mate?
Really?
But Sharon got sick around that time and she wasn't able to be in it.
Wow.
So they should bring her into the mix for this.
Did you love the Osbournes as a TV show?
I did. I got on late, but I did.
I loved
they
it.
were nuts.
Oh, God, I loved it so much.
So good.
Were they the first to do that sort of
They were.
Kardashian style? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was riveting.
Yeah.
And this headline grabbed me. I dropped out of my aunt's wedding after she banned my dog. It's not fair. You know what? It is fair.
Absolutely, it's fair. There is no place for a dog at a wedding.
Do you know, I've been thinking lately, there's a sort of blanket question that people like to ask everybody.
Yep.
Or a statement that they like to say, I should say, where they go, oh, I prefer dogs over people. Oh, you would have heard that. You know, oh, people, dogs are the best people, blah, blah, blah. And I've never really thought too much about it because I've got a dog that I love. I love animals. I've always been an animal lover. But the bottom line is I like people more than dogs.
Yeah. Also, I think there's people need to speak to someone if they're loving their dog more than people or their friends or family.
It seems like a one-way kind of relationship. Like, I want someone that challenges me and interests me.
Not something that barks and licks my toe.
Having said that, that is a very handy attribute for a friend.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
You look surprisingly fresh, Jack.
I know I don't feel it, but I'm faking it well. I'm trying. So I went to Pride weekend up in Sydney, World Pride. Had an amazing time. There's 2 highlights, though, that I wanted to share with you.
Sure.
I flew up on Friday on the Virgin Pride flight, which is literally like a nightclub in the sky.
I picked up my dad, who arrived on Friday, weirdly at the gate lounge opposite the Pride one. It looked amazing.
It was amazing. But the one thing that made me think of you is when we got up in the air, the people were already drinking, there was drag queens, like it was amazing. But when they turned off the seatbelt sign, like once, you're sort of at a safe height, everyone obviously had been busting and ran to the back of the plane. So about 20 people got up, ran straight down the aisle, and all these flight attendants are like, stop, because it's actually dangerous and the plane can tip back. Yes, of course it is. So I straight away started, I'm like, someone get me another drink, because if this is how it's going to be,
oh my God,
I am going to be in a pool of sweat for an hour.
That sounds like my idea of fresh hell.
After that, it was amazing. There were drag performances, like, whilst in the sky. Like,
I would have loved all that. I loved watching you on Instagram, having the time of your life.
It was incredible. And then the other highlight for me is Saturday night, went to Poofdoof in Sydney, and at about midnight, this song came on and everyone lost their mind. The White Lotus remix.
Oh my God.
There is nothing that gets a club going like this song.
This is the new Tiesto, is it? I still haven't watched it.
You still need
White Lotus.
It was an incredible weekend. It was a really amazing experience, and I think I'd encourage everyone to do it one year, because you just feel such joy and there's so much love in the city of Sydney.
Yeah, absolutely. I was there before Pride weekend last week, and it was just, it had a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, it's hard to describe, but it was amazing.
I'm really surprised that you're alive and that you're here.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
I hope it's not so boring that you're going to fall asleep and go for a wander. Like this poor woman from Victoria, a teenager. She was sleeping in the living room with her mates.
Yeah.
And she got up from a sleep. This was about midnight. And she said, I'm going to go out and milk the cows. Like, clear as a bell.
Is that a euphemism?
I don't know. Well, she was in the country, so maybe she was.
Okay.
44 k's north of Shep.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure there's cows there. I don't know whether she is a dairy farmer or not, but that's what she was doing. In the middle of the night, she was going to go and milk some cows. The only thing is that she walked to a window instead of through the door and fell 4.5 metres, almost to her death, broke her pelvis.
Far out.
And I think both her arms, like a really serious injury.
Was she drunk?
2 fractured vertebrae it is, and a shattered pelvis.
Wow.
No, she wasn't drunk. I'm going to milk the cows. Imagine the shock on her friends' faces when they were like, oh, yeah, go milk the cows. What? Out the window.
Wow.
And 4.5 metres is far. That's like second
far.
Story. Yeah.
So she was sleepwalking then?
Yeah, she was sleepwalking. And I want to know, have you ever sleepwalked, Jack?
I've never. I know I sleep talk, but I've never sleepwalk.
What do you say?
My mate Christina one night we were in a hotel room, and apparently I started saying her name and talking about her, and I was like, imagine if I started talking shiz about her or something, and she was next to me, but it was just mumblings.
The good thing about that is you can say, I was asleep. I don't really mean that. But forever she would think you did.
Absolutely.
Peg has very vivid dreams, my daughter, and there was one about a taco man. He was called the Taco Man, and he was trying to kidnap her. That was the most recent one. But I've actually sleepwalked once.
Okay.
If you sleepwalk, it seems to be a thing that happens often.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but no, I've only done it once. And I don't know whether it was sort of anxiety-induced or whatever, but it was the day before school. And it was, I think, the day before year 7.
Right,
the night
that's
before
huge.
year 7. Yeah. So obviously I was panicking. And I went to sleep early, said to everybody, I'm getting an early night. I've always known that is, my superpower.
Key to you, yeah.
So I went to bed early, and then I woke up and I thought I woke up, but I wasn't awake. And I walked down the hallway and took all my nightie off and stuff, I believe it was a Snoopy nightie, and I love that nightie, and had a shower. So I'm in the shower, and
That
my
is
mum,
scary.
I know, and my mum hears the shower running, and it's 3 a.m, and she comes in, she's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm getting ready for school," and I was still feeling hazy, and then she's like, "It's 3 a.m, it's not, you're not ready for school," and at that point, I felt myself like pulling up out of a tunnel. And then I woke up in the shower nude. So I had gone from my bedroom all the way to the bathroom, no memory of it, turned the shower on, started my shower, still not awake. And it wasn't until Mum came in and said, "What are you doing?"
That's scary. See, sleepwalking scares me.
Isn't that weird? Plus,
Yeah.
she saw my little walnut buzzies nude. My mum. I think that was the horrifying part of it. It was just like for her and for me. I was like, "Oh my God, get out,
Mom."
Mum."
The Chrissy Swan Show.
And it's time for this. Yes, indeed, my TV show, Would I Lie to You, is back tonight. It's a great episode. Dr. Chris Brown. I just remember being there at the taping and thinking, is this for real? Am I hearing what I'm hearing?
A story from him.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't miss it.
Good tease.
Don't miss it. And Ross Noble is on as well. And he and I exchanged so many looks going, is he what? It's a side of Dr. Chris Brown you've never seen before. It's wonderful.
How exciting.
8:40 on Channel 10. So in celebration of that gorgeous show, Would I Lie to You, I've prepared 2 truths and a lie for you, Jack.
I love this.
You're better at it than I am. The only medal I've ever won is a participation medal for Year 9 netball. Literally everyone got one.
Okay.
When I applied for a job at a supermarket, they asked if I was honest, and I said yes. Then they asked if I have any faults. And because I'd already said I was honest, I felt obliged to tell them that if a customer is annoying, I will probably lose my temper. I did not get that job at the supermarket. But they had me over a barrel. I said I was on it.
Yeah. Also, chaotic Chrissy working in a supermarket would be pretty fun. They should put you on Click and Collect.
I'll just be like, I don't understand it either. Just take it, sweetie.
Go help yourself. Aisle 4, I think, Sharon.
Yeah, whatever. And I'll text you from my phone.
Yeah.
And the last story, is this true or a lie? I have had a little round ball of something in my earlobe for about 7 years. And yesterday I squeezed it with a pair of tweezers while I was doing my whiskers.
Oh.
And it exploded.
Ear stuff wigs me.
I'm sorry. As Demi Lovato says, sorry, not sorry.
I think... Okay, so I
So
think...
is it the little ball in my ear, the participation medal that everyone got, so it doesn't count, or my honesty in a supermarket job?
I think the participation medal is true. Mm-hmm. I think that... I think that the Coles the checkout chick story is a lie, and I think the ball popping in your ear is true.
How do you do it? You've done it again.
Yeah, because
You've done it again.
you've been talking about your ears over the past month. We had a conversation about your
Have
ears.
I didn't think I'd mentioned the little hard ball in
No,
there.
you hadn't, but I'm just... Because ears are on your mind.
Yeah, right.
I'm assuming that...
Well, the reason that I was
happening.
inspired to do a bit of home surgery was I went and had Peg's ears pierced recently.
Yeah.
And I said to the guy that was doing the piercing, I said, what is this? Like, I've never had... It feels like what happens when you've got a hole in your ear. You know, it gets a bit hard inside.
Right.
Anyway, he's like, "I'll go to the doctor, doll, and and they'll lance it for you." And I thought,
All right.
I'm not going to go to a doctor and pay $80, no bulk billing, for someone to lance it when I can do it myself with a pair of manicure tweezers.
So you did?
And that's what I did.
Oh.
And it worked. I mean, it totally worked.
I mean, good by you.
Thank you, Jack. It's a Chrissy Swan Show. Sorry to gross you out, but, sorry, not sorry.
The Chrissy Swan Show. Chrissy's clickbait.
Well, I couldn't be more excited because just before you hit that fancy button, you said, "Sounds like we're about to fight." And I think we're right. Russell Crowe's in the news. I think we disagree about this, Jack. He and his girlfriend, Brittany Theriot, have been denied service/entry at a fancy Melbourne eatery called Mr. Miyagi. If you're fancy enough to ever get in there, the tuna tacos are delicious.
Oh, they're
the
so
salmon
good.
tacos.
Remember I had my 21st there?
I do remember. It's a beautiful restaurant. But he's turned up. What does your report say?
My report here says that they were refused entry as he was wearing slobby gym gear because they just played a game of tennis.
Yes, but he was in it. That slobby gym gear, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, what is it?
It's a brand new Ralph Lauren polo.
Okay. But
Now, that for me, like my kids have polo shirts so that they've got something nice to wear to a restaurant. Normally they look like, just the saddest kids ever. No style, nothing. But if we go out to a restaurant, that's what I put them in.
They wear a Ralph polo.
They don't wear a Ralph polo.
Right.
They just wear a dark polo. A nice Gazman polo.
What's happening downstairs, though? Because if Russell, sure, he might have had that nice polo on, but if he's in, like, gross gym shorts and some, gross old runners, then that's not appropriate for the restaurant.
Yeah, they were probably like tennis shoes. But look, they look all right to me. I'm looking at the photograph. She's in a gorgeous dress with her cans out, and he looks fine in a black polo. Plus, he's a bit curvy at the moment, and this looks good.
That doesn't matter.
Good.
That doesn't matter if he's not dressed to the standard. It doesn't matter if he's curvy or not.
But that is the standard. That is the standard.
Did you see also
It's got a collar.
At the same restaurant, Steve Price was turned away last week?
Steve Price from The Project. Why?
He was
He's
snubbed.
impeccably turned out. What, have they got a problem with chinos and loafers? What's going on there?
I know.
He would have been Devo. Have you ever been turned away for a dress code?
Never.
I can't even believe I asked you that question.
I was going to say I always know to dress appropriately and what to wear.
I remember Kate Sobrano was once turned away from the Qantas Lounge because she had Birkenstocks on.
Ooh, see, I rock a Birkenstock at the moment, so I would potentially... I think they need to change that because Birkenstocks are back in.
Can Birkenstocks ever really be rocked? Can you ever rock a Birkenstock? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I'm a Berkey's girl from way back, but you don't rock a Berkey.
The New Boston you do, the one that covers your toes.
The clog.
Yeah, the clog.
The Berkey clog. Have we run out of time, or can I quickly talk about Sam Armitage, who is...
Really quickly.
Okay, Sam Armitage is officially replacing Natalie Gruzaleski on Farmer Wants a Wife. Now, she was lurking around like a little vice captain last year. Natalie was hosting it, but then Sam was in there in the barn giving advice and whatnot.
So she's snooped in and taken her job.
She's look, she hasn't snooped in. Maybe it was Natalie's decision, maybe it wasn't as well. But so that's who is hosting the new season of Farmer Wants a Wife, of which I will not watch a single frame.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Now, Jack, I've got a question. I know that you're getting... You and I have known each other for years, but you're getting to know me a lot better.
Yes.
Because we're just in each other's pockets all the time.
A one-on-one environment.
Yeah, and are you wondering how I've survived?
Yes, absolutely.
In my life? Yeah, okay, great. I thought that was what the look was on your face sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I've got this new example for you. I was in Sydney, and as soon as this happened, I thought, Jack's going to love this.
Okay.
Because I've got this thing, and it might be why I enjoy television so much. I can't hide what's going on my face. I think that may be why the producers like casting me
because
and
your
stuff.
reactions to things...
I can't hide it. I can't pretend. And equally, I never think on my feet if someone asks me a potentially awkward question. I just answer it.
Yeah.
And that often leads to embarrassing situations.
I think that's also a great quality, though, because you're just unfiltered and honest.
It does lead.
Why? What happened?
So our boss was in Sydney.
Yeah.
The one that looks like a mob boss, right? So,
I know exactly who
I'm
you're
not going to name names, but you know exactly. Like very serious, very like stylish.
A good-looking man.
A good-looking man, but very like business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would not know anyone vaguely as bonkers as me in his real life.
And he probably gets nervous when he sees you coming.
Yeah, because he just doesn't know.
How do I handle her?
I know. Poor guy.
I know.
So imagine his shock when he was in the convenience store across the road from Nova when I arrived, fresh from just getting my surprise period, right?
Great.
We can talk about periods.
Yes, we can.
So, but you can't talk about periods really, I don't think, with a whole lot of people, which is, something I'm trying to change, and this story will explain how I've changed. So I walk into the convenience store. He's already there waiting for a coffee or a sandwich or something. And he doesn't expect to see me because we don't live in the same city. I'm never,
Of course. A little surprise.
Yeah. And I was like, hello. Very normal. That so far, so good. And then I realised that I was in there to buy tampons.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And I thought, how's this going to play out? How am I going to get away with only two people in the shop?
Yeah.
How am I going to be like, so, see ya? Anyway, I'm looking around because I'm not familiar with it. I'm like, is it in this aisle? Is it in this aisle? He sees that I'm looking and he says, very serious straight man.
He's trying to help.
Yep.
Oh, what did he say?
He says, what are you looking for? Can I help you? And in that split second, a normal person would have either said,
I'm all good. You
I'm
go.
all good.
Yeah.
Or like, noodles. Or what? I go, it's my time of the month. I'm looking for tampons.
How did he react?
And he looked like, that face that you pull when you're sniffing gross stuff out of the fridge to see if it's gone off? He pulled that face like, oh my God. I said, oh, sorry, it's too much information. Anyway, he could not get that coffee and get out of there quick enough. So the moral of the story is just get better at lying in certain situations.
For you, yeah.
Oh my God, it's nice working with you, Jack.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.